wet morning out there. It's 8:45. You're watching Breakfast Television, where we're brightening things up here beautifully because we're getting ready for Vancouver Opera's production of Hansel and Gretel, which is opening on Thursday. And we've got Taylor, who plays Gretel, and we've got Brenna, who is the director of the production. First of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I was going to say, this is almost a little bit early. I know you haven't yet started the performances, but as performers, this is a bit early for you.
Yeah, a little bit. We had a rehearsal late last night, so it's so hard to come down off of a high performing, but glad to be here.
Yeah, now you play Gretel. Gretel is 12 years old.
She is.
So what is that like for you to sort of have to tap into that youth, your youth?
Yes, well, you know, it's so exciting to just wake up and get to sing and act every day, but to act as a little kid is so exciting. Gretel is multi-dimensional. She gets to be the responsible one, the older sibling. She gets to have fun, and then she gets to partake in this cookie eating, and at the end, she's ultimately the one who decides how to kill the witch. So it's fun to play all these different...
She's also like immensely bossy.
Yes.
Really? She's like the typical older sister. She's so bossy to her poor little brother.
Yeah. And I have experience with that. I have younger siblings.
And her poor little brother, Brenna, as we were chatting a little bit in the green room, what's interesting about Hansel in this production, Hansel is played by a woman.
It's played by a woman, yeah. So it's played by mezzo soprano, which sort of a slightly lower voice, and it's what we call a pants role. So she's in a boy's wig and she's walking around like a sort of gangly, what you imagine your younger brother sort of looks like when he's 7. Is kind of what she's wandering around in with little suspenders and stuff like that.
Now you're working not only with an incredible orchestra, is it a 14-piece orchestra,
Yep.
children's choir, and then there's puppets. So tell us a little bit about that.
So it's a sort of new exploration of the show with puppets. The idea is that anyone who's not human, so Hansel and Gretel or Mom and Dad, is a puppet. So things like the Sandman, the Dew Fairy, the Witch. Well, you can see right now those are pictures of the Sandman and the Dew Fairy, and they are all sort of they aid in the storytelling with the presence of these puppets, these magical creatures.
Now, a lot of people, you know, usually think of opera as being this really intimidating thing, and many times it's because it's in a completely different language. Now, this particular opera is in English. Do you think, Taylor, that maybe makes it a little bit easier for people, especially families that maybe want to introduce their children?
Definitely. I think this is like the perfect opera for people to come and listen to. Brenna has created a new English libretto. And I think
libretto, what does that mean for people that are watching?
Libretto is the words, the script of the opera. And so I think English is the perfect introductory language.
And what about the intimidation factor, Brenna? When people go to the opera, they think, okay, I must wear a ball gown. Where's my masquerade? Because they watch a lot of period pieces, actually, where that's sort of one of the elite forms of entertainment. Is it still elite? Do people have to feel intimidated? And how should they go? How should they dress? How should they behave? Do they clap right after a song? How does that work?
I think the thing with opera is that it's entertainment. So come and you can come in whatever you want. Some people will show up in their duds, in their going out duds, but you don't need to. The more important thing is to come and be comfortable and let us tell you a story, because that's what we want to do. I mean, that's what we're there to do. And the great thing about Hansel and Gretel is you're not coming and sitting through some 5-hour
We all know
opera.
The fairy tale, too, so we understand the concept of the story. And clapping after songs is okay? Is that
totally
usually
okay? In this piece, it's going to be a little harder to find because the songs don't always end.
All right.
But you are more than welcome to clap.
And very quickly before we wrap up, I'm really curious about your pre-performance rituals. I'm assuming you take a big glass of milk, maybe some chocolate shake, and I'm just kidding, because of course anything phlegmy is not good. But what is your pre-performance ritual?
For me, I like to do a little bit of yoga, so get the body warmed up, as well as scales and lots of interesting sounds in the dressing room.
Okay, excellent. Well, you can catch the complete production, the finished production. They are hard in rehearsals right now, and you can actually win tickets to that production. Again, kicks off on Thursday, but the performance we're giving away tickets for happens on the 29th. Your chance to win, contests at btvancouver.ca. Subject opera. Enjoy the Vancouver Opera production of Hansel and Gretel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to take a little break right now.